Welcome to the Bold Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. I am in Kericho. Happy New Year to all of you in this channel. I want to say thank you very much. This channel is just 1 year old. 2022 has been long, and I have to confess that even me, being a person that passionately supported Raila Odinga, I know it has not been so easy to really go through what really happened. But as I say, as we cross over to 2023, we must embrace the spirit of reconciliation, and of course it was a contest, and accept the new reality. We are in Ruto Nation. May God bless you, may God give you abundance, and this year I can tell you that we have a lot in store for you, because Kalonzo Musyoka is just talking about a possibility of asking Raila to support him. I don't know what that really means, and I've listened to a clip by the Member of Parliament, Senate Member of Parliament from Kitui, Enoch Wamboa, saying that because Kalonzo Musyoka has supported Raila for the last, if I'm not wrong, for the last 10 years, it will be in order for Kalonzo now to get the support of Raila Nation. So, and I've seen people reacting, saying, why should it be given out? Someone should go out and look for it. Now, I just want to talk about that a bit. I want you to listen to that clip here. And there is a very keen observation that I want to make. And all of us will acknowledge that one of the challenges that Azimio la Umoja faced was how to come up with, even though it was all over in public domain that Raila was going to be the candidate, but the running mate conversation took too long. And when Kalonzo came in, he came in with a baggage of doubt, with a lot of inconsistencies, and to some extent, it was just a meeting of convenience. So I want to echo what Enoch Wamboa is saying, that I have listened to him saying they want to do Ruto's way, they want to do what Ruto did, and I want to appreciate the fact that if Azimio la Umoja is to remain intact, then it is about time they get their candidate. It's as early as now. You know, I've always spoken to some close UDA guys who are my friends, and they will acknowledge to you that they will tell you that by 2018, all those people around William Ruto knew that he was going to be the candidate and no one was going to wrestle that seat from him. So I've always asked that question, that if that was what happened, then to some extent what that means is they were a bit more organized. I can always say that they were a bit more organized, both in the political campaign trail and in playing behind the scene deals. I cannot fail to acknowledge the fact that President Ruto may have got power through different means, apart from even the ballot. And all of that also requires some organization. You can't just do it. So Kalonzo has demanded that Raila to support him. What I want to support in that move is this, that it should not take Azimio la Umoja centuries, years, because now we are talking about Ruto Nation in terms of months. In the next 2 years, we will be talking about Ruto's re-election campaign, a new political party, a new coalition going on. And now, if Kalonzo Musyoka can thrive, can come out as early as now and ask and say, here, look here, Raila, support me. And even if Raila may not do a direct endorsement, because I want to look at that in my next part of this analysis. But I acknowledge, I don't support Raila going out to say Kalonzo Tosha as of now, because when you keep your arsenal out there, I can tell you that Kalonzo will, what Kalonzo is asking for will not going to benefit him. These people are going to demonize his candidature and say that he's a Raila project, and the same project conversation is going to continue. And remember, it is still fresh in the minds of William Ruto's hustlers. So what I support in Steve is Azimio needs to get a candidate. Whether it's going to be Kalonzo, Martha Karua, or Eugene Kalonzo, or whoever is going to be there, it's going to be got. They need to settle to cross that bridge now. If it is understood that Raila has made an exit, then I can tell you, I don't know what Steve would want, because Steve will automatically, if Azimio is to remain intact and Raila makes an exit, there is no denial that the person that will inherit that is Kalonzo Musyoka, on condition that Azimio La Umoja is intact. So I know Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is a politician that have been here for quite some time. He's not, he's vied, is in the political ticket for the last three general elections except 2022. And he's not a man that needs introduction. I don't think it needs Raila Odinga to say Kalonzo Tosha now. So I want to object Kalonzo Tosha for some two reasons. Number one, when Raila endorses Kalonzo, it's going to split the supporters now, because it will be seen as Kalonzo's choice. This is why I'm saying, when when Raila says Kalonzo Tosha, the narrative of Kalonzo supported me, so I'm supporting him, may not be a unifying factor in Azimio La Umoja. Remember, Ambetsa Oparanya is from Western, and Ambetsa Oparanya has been with Raila all along. There are other leaders that have also been with Raila. And when that continues, it's already, when Raila says Kalonzo Tosha, it will start a discussion about who is going to be the running mate, why Raila is not awarding that, which region, why Luo Nation. You know, it's going to be a mixture of all those stories. So I wish that Steve holds the horses, and even if Raila is going to give a backing, that backing should not come now. That is number one. That backing is still premature. And you know, even supporters, even Raila's voting constituency, being one of them, I don't think we have a problem with supporting Kalonzo Musyoka. I've insisted, I've said more than once in this channel, that next in the list, in the Luo Nation, is Kalonzo Musyoka. And with my strong defense of Hustler Nation, of handshake arrangement, or rather the handshake spirit, we must make sure that the gap between Luo and Kikuyu, that gap is still, the bridge is still there, and there should be still a Luo Kikuyu euphoria building with time. Even if it may not yield through Raila, at one point, I can tell you, it might even work. We have the luxury of being young in this country, so if God gave us life, we will witness more elections. So that's number one reason why Steve should leave it. It's going to destroy him. It's going to destroy even Azimio, because there are going to be competitive interests. And when Steve emerges, what happens is another person will actually bring. When Raila starts that discussion, it will start the discussion about who is going to be the candidate. But when we go on, in mind we know that, okay, Raila is not there, and Steve pushes, charts his own path, as he says that in 2023 is going to chart his own path. It's going to work in his advantage. So I don't know, guys, what do you think about this? Number two, which I'd also mentioned, that when Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is on the ballot, when Raila Odinga announces Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, it's going to take Uhuru's fate. And you know, one of the baggages that Raila had, and that Uhuru supported Raila, and so Raila was Uhuru's project. You know that I call it, for lack of a better word, just allow me to be vulnerable here, for just being petty. It was political pettiness. I have some words when I have luxury of time. I say political indecency. It was indecent to tag Raila Odinga an Uhuru project. Well, we know that that's the nature of our politics. So even for Steve, what will stop them from saying Steve is Raila's project? And with that, Raila will still want to oppose, maybe criticize government. Kalonzo will want to take that position. But on the tag along the discussion on Raila project, remember, what Rigathi Gachagua and his friends have been doing is to sell a Raila to Mount Kenya people, just the name Raila. Raila is this, Raila is that, Raila is this, Raila is that. That has been the most ugliest stories that has been told in Kenya. So when Kalonzo, what Kalonzo should know, and I think his handlers should look at is, with Raila voting constituency, so long as Raila do not say someone else, so long as Raila is quiet, or so long as Raila is not on ballot, and they have an option, I'm telling you, Raila voting constituency will support Kalonzo Musyoka. I analyzed in the Luo channel that kama kuna politics ya kulipa deni, then this is the time for the Luo nation kulipa hiyo deni. And they will pay that. They will pay that. If there is a politics ya kulipa deni, then this is it. You cannot underestimate the fact that Kalonzo has been with Raila for the last time. You know, for the last 10 years that Raila has been in active politics. So he's still in active politics. So apologies, I'm on the way. You know, I'm traveling to Nairobi. I'm somewhere in Kericho. Gari karibika, so we are trying to fix it. So I've taken some spot huku just to do this analysis. So guys, that's my end. I want us to look at the next, and let's see when I arrive in Nairobi.